Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let's quickly get started with the business session for today. On behalf of the Vice President Education, the announcement on the upcoming week role takers are all the roles are open. Interested members can kindly contact the VPE Toastmasters Spooty to book your roles. Next up, we have an announcement from the VPPR Toastmaster Sanjana. Over to you, Sanjana.
Good evening to fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. The quarterly newsletter for this term is due this month, and the theme for this quarter is Beauty in Simplicity. I request all the members to write an article based on the same theme. And this is a wonderful opportunity in order to rekindle the spirit of writing. The deadline for this submission is 15th of this month. Hoping that I receive a good number of articles, and thank you, and back to you, Acting President, Toastmaster Saisi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjana. It is a great opportunity for you to present your writing skills, and that would be in the form of writing for the newsletter. Hoping to see a lot more articles this time. We have one important, rather amazing history of our club winning a lot of awards, and this time in the crescendo we have won a lot of awards, and DTM Udank, who has present in the crescendo, has received it on behalf of Mekong Communication Club, and I invite DTM Udanka to present the awards to the club right now. Please welcome DTM Udanka.
So this is just a token of representation from our division director, Toastmaster Vaibhav Subhash Vaibhav Gupta. Is the recognition from our division director. So we have achieved the Hall of Fame Silver, one of the most prestigious awards for the club. Spirit of 121. Champion Club membership retention. Super 7 award. Champion Club membership renewal. And 3 individual awards for Toastmaster Sai Snehal, Toastmaster Ujjwalji, and myself, DTM Udanka, for lead award for completing our LDP session. Distinguished Toastmaster Subramaniam, Distinguished Toastmaster Nagaraj Rao, and Toastmaster Balaji have received long-standing award. For Nagaraj Rao sir for completing 20 years, and Subbu sir and Balaji for completing 10 years in Toastmasters journey. So this was all about the Petrov Award for Mekong has received. Back to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Udanka. Seeing the number of awards, I think we'll need another table to just display these awards. I have one last update or announcement for the business session, and that is the leadership announcement. As the immediate past president, I would like to announce that the nominations for the next term club committee is open, and interested members can kindly nominate to me. A detail on this will be sent to you via mail. Becoming a leader is the most primary thing of being a Toastmaster, and this is your opportunity to become a better leader. My journey as being the leader for the past 2.5 years have been nothing but amazing. I've learned a lot of experiences just by leading the team or even being a part of the team. If you think you're not a good leader or anything like that, this is your opportunity to prove it otherwise. I request to see how many nominations as possible in this upcoming committee and see you in the executive committee. With that, we come to the end of business session. Over to the Sergeant.
A very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The theme for today is creative confidence. And the first thing that came to my mind when I heard the theme for today is the Indian education system. The criticism that the Indian education system receives for suppressing, for not encouraging creativity and critical thinking, whereas encouraging mechanical way of thinking or doing things as instructed. But I want to disagree. I feel we are giving too much criticism to the education system. We obviously learn many things from this education system that we have. I can list down a few things. The first one being how to score marks in the exam. Second one being which guides to buy again for the exam. Third thing, which pen to use in that exam. And fourth thing, being able to write an answer for the same question for 2 marks, 5 marks, and 10 marks. Tell me, where is the creativity here? All that we have is rote learning and mechanical way of doing things. Whereas we need to encourage creativity and critical thinking skills in our education system, in our future, in the kids that we see growing up. Because if we don't do that, it can turn out that this country remains, you produce engineers and doctors who are clueless, who don't want to do their jobs, who don't enjoy their professions. And what are we churning out? 18, 20, 22-year-olds who have no clue where they are and who don't have soft skills, who don't have emotional intelligence, who can't handle rejection, who can't handle failure, but they can clear an exam. Where is the confidence? And in order to get this confidence, we need to allow our people, our children who are growing up to think freely. Instead of telling them to do this, ask them, how can you solve this problem? Test their problem solving skills and encourage them to use their brains instead of telling them, this is the syllabus, study for the exam. In case you can't study for the exam, in case you can't get marks, don't worry. Do something else, and one day Bollywood will make a biopic in your name. With that, I'll introduce someone who is worthy of being made a biopic. He, our acting president for the day. He studied PU in St. Joseph's and graduated in BCom honors from Jain University and is currently pursuing chartered accountants. He was part of the Go Green, Go Cycling, and also has been to many places across South India and wishes to ride to Leh Ladakh one day. Please give a thunderous round of applause for our acting president, Toastmasters Icebreaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva. I hope you will be the actor in my biopic. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I see quite a good number of guests today. I would like the guests to kindly come here and introduce and tell us how you got to know this club, starting with you.
Hi, I'm Purab Parekh. I study in Transcend PU College. I got to know about this club from Monu's man.
Thank you. Welcome to our club. Next up, can we have?
Hi everyone, I'm Jayanti Lahoti. I'm from BMS College of Engineering. So I want to improve my communication skills and stage presence. So that's why I just Googled a little bit about it when I came across Toastmasters. So then I Googled about the nearest Toastmasters to my college. And here I am. Thank you.
Welcome to us. Next, can we have you?
Hello everyone, this is Pavni. I got to know about this club from my friends Sharani and Ujjwal. So I'm here to improve my communication skills. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Madhukar. I got to know about this club through my friend Ujjwal. I'm here to overcome my stage fright.
Welcome to our club. Can we have Soumya from the online audience?
Hello. Hi, this is Soumya here. Can you hear me? I have some
Hello.
issues with the volume here.
You are audible.
Okay. This is Soumya here. I attended a couple of sessions. So,
Great. Welcome to our club. Now, can we have the acting secretary, DTM Udang, read out the minutes of the previous meeting 1164?
Good evening, everyone. Here are the minutes of meeting number 1164 held on 30th of May 2022. Theme: Lessons my children taught. Word of the day: what? The business session started at 6:38 p.m. and was chaired by presiding officer Toastmaster Gaurav. In the business session, the following points were discussed. On behalf of Vice President Education, the presiding officer mentioned that all of the roads are open for the next meeting. Mekon Communication Club won Hall of Fame Silver Spirit of 121, Champion Club Membership Retention, Champion Club Membership Renewal, Super 7 and Metamorphosis Award. Distinguished Toastmaster Udanka was recognized with DTM pin. DTM ribbon was handed over to DTM Amitabha Sahara and Distinguished Toastmaster M.U. Bhatt. DTM Udanka, Toastmaster Ujjwal, Toastmaster Sai Snehal were recognized in the conference with the lead award. So DTM Subramaniam and DTM Udang took oath in the district conference as the club board director and division director for the program year 2022-2023. Toastmaster Supreet cleared the semi-finals and represented the finals in the evaluation contest. Distinguished Toastmaster Nagaraj Rao was recognized in the conference with a long-standing award for completing 20 years in Toastmasters. The regular meeting started at 6:41 p.m. Associate Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Shiva started the meeting with an introduction about the team and later handed over the charge to presiding officer Toastmaster Gaurav. Toastmaster Gaurav opened the meeting, spoke on the team and introduced the master of ceremony Toastmaster Pavni. Toastmaster Pavni spoke on the team, introduced the following role takers: timer Toastmaster Mamta, accountant DTM M.U. Bhatt, grammarian Distinguished Toastmaster A.K. Prabhakara, PP Evaluator Toastmaster Sanjana H.A. The prepared speech session of the following speeches: Toastmaster Ujjwal attempting level 5 project elected, evaluated by Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Balaji attempting level 5 project 3, evaluated by Toastmaster Sandeep. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Sharanye, and here are the speakers: Toastmaster Balaji, DTM Udang; Toastmaster Vijay, Toastmaster Sanjana, DTM A.K. Prabhakara, Toastmaster Mamta, DTM M.U. Bhatt, and guest Soumya. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Lalala Murthy. The winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker Toastmaster Balaji, Best Evaluator Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa, Best Table Topic Speaker Toastmaster DTM A.K. Prabhakara, Best Road Taker TAPG Toastmaster Sanjana H.A., Best Road Taker MTG Toastmaster Lalala Murthy. The president closed the meeting at 8:41 p.m. Back to you, Acting President.
Are there any amendments to the MOM? If not, I shall consider this as accepted and I open meeting 1165. You will be fired if you submit this pitch. This is what exactly my friend was told when he wanted to go submit his pitch to a client without the manager's approval. But he was extremely confident in what the work he was done. He went ahead and submitted it against manager's wish and words. Even before the client could say something, he was fired from the company. Exactly a few days later after that, when the client approved it, it was supposedly the best thing the client had seen so far. He was confident of this work, but the manager couldn't just see it. And this is what happens when we try to show our creativity or confidence in something and we are turned down. And we may never show up again. We may just follow the tracks that has been laid by others. My friend Nikhil, he's a graphic designer, the one I was telling you earlier about. This pitch costed him his job initially. He was jobless for about 2 to 3 weeks, and he was extremely devastated whether he did a right thing or a wrong thing, because he was confident in his work. Maybe he was overconfident in going against the manager's wish. But exactly when the client approached him personally, he was offered a full-time job from the company because he knew his work was right. And that today has reaped him the benefits. We are all creative in everything that we do, the way we wear our clothes, the way we speak. Every speech that we derive has something creative in it. Everyone is creative, but the fact we are very suspicious of our own creativity that we fail to put it across. We are scared because what if they mock us for being creative? Or what if we mock us for being a little different? But that is where the real idea or the trick is. You have to be creative. Can anyone tell me where you have been creative, but you were not allowed to do so? Can any one or two of you tell me? Yes, Sudha.
My department newsletter.
Great. Newsletter is one area where we face a lot of issues. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Cooking. Okay. I shall second that. This is what happens when we try to hide our creative juices, because creativity does not just bring down the world's progress, but also your own progress. I was recently watching a YouTube video where a person says, have we reached the peak of everything in the terms of technology, in the terms of automobiles, and in terms of everything that's currently there? Because from the past 2-3 years, not a lot of innovations have been happening, or there haven't been significant upgrades or updates to these areas. But he points out, from the initial days when how the wheels were designed to current date, it has come leaps and bounds. Every year, a small upgrade happens. It might not be significant to us when we just look at it. But when you compare it from, say, 5-10 years ago, it has changed a lot. It is this that makes anything that is different. And you all have to think different, regardless of whether who raises a finger at you or not. Because you as an individual is creative, and that is what should keep you going. On that note, let me introduce to you the creative, confident person, not because the theme of the meeting is also, but he's an extremely creative and also a confident person. He's a mechanical engineer from RNS IT, who's currently the business analyst and aims to be an entrepreneur one day. He has a lot of hobbies, and one of them is trekking, which I haven't done so far. I was talking to Gaurav earlier today, and he was telling me we should go trekking, and that's when I realized. Please welcome the Master of Ceremonies for today, Toastmaster Monish, with a huge round of applause.
Toastmasters, Icebreaker. My fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, can you tell me, when was the last time that you built something? When was the last time that you created something? It can be anything. Anyone? Shiva?
I created a video making fun of my friend.
That's still creativity. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Shiva? A very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Unlike Toastmaster Shiva, most of us shy away from creating something or building something by telling ourselves that I'm not a creative person. We fail to realize that almost all the activities that we do on a daily basis requires creativity, either it be problem solving at work or cooking at home. 2 years ago, on the same day, I was in a position where I told myself that I'm not a creative person. So creativity is only for artists and not engineers. But why did I feel this way? I felt this way because I lacked confidence. But why did I lack confidence? Because I hadn't tried it before. And why do I think that I hadn't tried it before? Because I was afraid. I was afraid that I would be judged. I was afraid that I would fail. I was afraid that I wouldn't be as good as I thought I was. I just didn't want to let myself down. And then came COVID, shutting down all the activities that we do on a daily basis. All the things that I did had no value anymore. And with all that, even with the colleges shut, I had plenty of time on my hands. And as all of us in our generation would do with so much time on our hands, I did what all of us would do, waste it. So I started binge watching series, I started binge watching movies, YouTube and whatnot. But as we know, everything has a price. So I started feeling guilty that I was wasting too much time, I was not being productive. So one day I made up my mind. I made up my mind that I should do something new, something productive. So I thought, let me do something new. So with that inspiration and instant motivation in my mind, I grabbed the closest piece of paper I could find and I started sketching. So sketching progressed to painting and I got into pottery, which I never done before. And I ended up taking a course on graphic design online. It turned out to be a surreal experience. I suggest everyone try it too. So with this experience, I realized that I'm actually a creative person. Maybe all I needed was a little nudge. So with that, this was an eye-opening experience for me. I realized that I was actually, my confidence increased while I did all this. But while I was doing all this, I had so much fun that I didn't even realize the COVID scenario. I didn't realize the time flying by. I grew confident of my creativity, which I hadn't before. So this feeling is what is termed as creative confidence. But what is creative confidence? What is its importance? What is its benefits? Anyone? What is creative confidence? Yeah, sorry.
You are creative, but you lack the confidence to go forward. That's when you have to have that confidence and be creative about it.
Exactly. And what do you think is the benefits?
You will learn a lot more things.
Exactly. So creative confidence enhances our problem solving ability. It helps us see problems in the ways which we haven't seen before. It gives you an upper edge to others. And one of the most important things, creative confidence helps you overcome the fear of failure. It helps you overcome the fear of judgment. We have observed that there is a similar fear behind this lecture in which most of the speakers speak. The fear of judgment, the fear of failure, the fear of public speaking. So to overcome all this, a noble man by the name Ralph C. Smedley started the Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters is a non-profit organization started in the year 1924 at YMCA Santa Ana, California. Today, so the purpose of this club was to improve the public speaking, communication, and the leadership skills of its members. Today, the Toastmasters has 313,000 members across 126 countries and over 14,650 member clubs around. A typical Toastmaster meeting consists of 3 sessions. The first session is a prepared speech session, where the speakers are given enough time to prepare their speech according to the subject, according to the guidelines of the manual. Second is the table topic session, where the speakers are given one topic and they have to respond to it immediately. Third is the evaluation session, where the proceedings of the meeting are evaluated. So we have 4 role takers for the evening. So I would request the role takers to give a brief introduction about their role, as I call them. Our counter, Toastmaster Mamta.
Myself, Mamta, I'll be taking a role as our counter. I'll be making note of all unrepeated words here.
Timer, Toastmaster Shiva.
Good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As the theme for today goes, I request all of you to use your time wisely, use it creatively, but be within time. So for the first session, which is the prepared speech session, I will be showing the green card at 5 minutes and the yellow card at 6 minutes and the red card at 7 minutes. Coming to the second session, which is the table topic session, I'll be showing the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. Finally, the individual evaluations of the prepared speakers. In that session, I'll be showing the green card at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and red at 3 minutes. I'll be giving my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Back to you, Master Sir.
Remaining for the day, Toastmaster Vishesh. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. So, as you guys know, today's theme is creative confidence, and the word of the week is audacious. So, which means we can take an example. Meaning says showing a willingness to take surprisingly bold risks. So, usage can be a series of audacious takeovers. So yeah, so I'll be making out of good usages and not so good usages of words today. And yeah, thank you so much. And PP evaluator for good evening once again. To have a smooth flow of meeting, you have few protocols or rules to be followed. Refrain talking about sex, religions, or politics. Do not enter or exit during a speaker is speaking behind the lectern. Avoid crosstalk. In case you have to move out of the room, please exit.
This is for offline audience. For online audience, please keep your videos on throughout the meeting and
thank you, and back to you, Elsie. Thank you. Now, let us begin with the first session of the evening, that is the prepared speech session. Our first speaker for the evening is attempting a level 1, project 1 icebreaker speech. I would request the individual evaluator, Toastmaster Udanka, to read out the project guidelines. Good evening once again. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speaking. Note to the evaluator, that's me. The member is completing his or her first speech in Toastmaster. The goal of the evaluation is to give the member an effective evaluation of his or her speech and deliver style. Because the icebreaker is the first project of the member completion, you may choose to use only note section and not the numerical section. Timer, please note the timing is 4 to 6 minutes. All the best to the speaker and back to you. So our first speaker is an undergrad pursuing a BCom and Chartered Accountancy course. She loves to sing and is very passionate about Sanskrit. She loves baking and sketching, and along with all these creative activities, she also has been taking up calligraphy classes. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Sharanya Prasad with the speech title, Everything Feels Impossible Until Done.
Thank you, MC of today, Toastmaster Monish, for the wonderful introduction. There is no failure except no longer trying. Until we try and give our best, we cannot accept failure. I'm here to introduce myself and walk you through 2 different phases of my life. Starting with my childhood, I was born in the year 2001 on December 29 in Bangalore and was named Sharanya Prasad by my parents. My father, C.R. Prasad, is an aeronautical engineer studied at IIT Chennai, now is a businessman who deals with laboratory diagnostic products and has his own firm named Denmed Systems. He is a very generous and a kind human being who helps me in every small step I take in my life. From the time I was born until now, I have never heard the word no from him for anything I want to do or anything I ask for. He always tells me to do one thing That is, do everything with good heart and expect nothing in return. My mother, Katyayani Prasad, is a physiotherapist, and now she is working with my father as accountant cum administrator in Denmark systems, and on the whole, she manages all internal management. She is a person who is of utmost patience, and I get so inspired by seeing her work hard so much. She is like a backbone and the support system of the family. She is like a best friend to me, and I can share every bit of my life with her. Coming to my grandparents, they are the coolest, sweetest, and the best. My grandfather, C.S. Ravi, was a constructor and was like a savior to me. Any mischief that was done by me and I would get punished for it, he always used to come and cover it up. He passed away a few years back and is missed by me the most. My grandmother, Gayatri Ravi, has done her Bachelor of Arts and has worked in many firms. She is a multi-talented person who can cook, sing, draw, sketch, and she has the best artistic mind. I have an incident that I have to share it with all of you. That is, maybe when I was 4 years old, I came home from play school asking for Taj Mahal. My parents were so stunned that I was asking for Taj Mahal. Then I went to my grandparents' place asking for the same. Everyone asked me whether I wanted to visit it. I told no, I wanted to eat it. Then, after irritating all the family members, one fine day, my grandfather took me to a store and asked the shopkeeper if there was anything edible with the name Taj Mahal. The shopkeeper thought for a while and asked, "Oh, Mohu, ninige Haj Mola beta." I was so happy and delighted that someone could understand me. My grandfather looked at me and asked, "Did you want Haj Mola?" And I said, "Yes, that was it." I often hear people saying kids with grandparents are the luckiest. Indeed, it's so true, and I consider myself as the luckiest. Coming to my schooling was done in formal school. I was mostly more interested in extracurricular and cultural activities rather than academics. I participated in all these singing competitions, and that's where my interest grew in singing. When I entered my high school, my mother forced me to take the subject Sanskrit as my first language. I struggled a lot with that subject, and I was always taunting my mom for it. When I entered my 10th grade, I started loving that subject so much that I started taking external exams, which not only helped me in academics but also taught me a lot of life lessons. There are 5 levels, and I've completed 4. Learning Sanskrit always seemed impossible, but when I tried my best, I could do it. The next phase of my life was that I entered my college. I chose to do commerce only because I don't have to study subjects like chemistry and history. I chose to do commerce with Transit Group of institutions where I had immense growth as a person, personally, emotionally, and academically. I was a very shy person who always used to hesitate to interact with people, and then I was introduced to public speaking. The first speech I had to give was about myself in my college. I was so terrified seeing so many people in front of me that I interchanged my father's and grandfather's names. It was a horrifying experience. I participated in all the cultural, business and academic events, which helped me to become a better version of myself. The next phase is called the turning point by everyone, that is choosing a career. I chose to do one of the best career and one of the most difficult careers in commerce field, that is chartered accountancy course, and I chose to do BCom with it. I cleared my chartered accountancy, that is the first level of chartered accountancy course, that is foundation, my first attempt, and now I'm pursuing my intermediate level. I also want to pursue masters in business administration in the field HR in the future. I'm passionate about singing. I practice Carnatic music, and I love to bake and cook. I also enjoy painting and sketching. Adding to this, I am taking calligraphy classes and I am here in Toastmasters to improve my communication and leadership skills and to overcome my stage fear. Thank you for your patient hearing, and this is the journey of my life until now, and I'm hoping to have a great journey in Toastmasters. Thank you, and back to you, MC.
Seems like you're really confident of your creativity. Okay, moving on. Our next speaker is attempting is level 3, project 1. I request the individual evaluator, Toastmaster Vijay Penna, to read out the project guidelines.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome, guests. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different types of negotiation and the strategies that can be used when negotiating, and also the member to share some aspect of a past or future negotiation in his or her life. About the speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech about a negotiation in his or her life. The speech may be humorous, informational, or crafted in any style that appeals to the member and supports the speech content. The speech should not be a report on the content of the negotiate the best outcome project. The time allotted is 6 to 7 minutes. Thank you, and back to you.
Our next speaker is a deputy general manager at Bosch and handles the automated driver assistance business. He completed his Bachelor of Engineering from Malna College of Engineering in Hassan. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Varaprasad with the speech title Negotiate, Inevitable for Life. Any idea with whom you spend maximum time in negotiation? This is Master of Ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests. Any other guesses? Right? Sorry? Thank you for guesses. If I ever had, or I'm sure even everyone, it's yourself and it's yourself with you. It is always you spend more time negotiating with yourself. See, here I would like to share my story. See, my stomach is quite sensitive. Because of this, I had to suffer a long time. I ended up with a lot of medication, more visits to doctors. It could all give me a temporary relief, but no permanent one. Sure, you started guessing what I am referring for. It's not limited to just Western world, but also studies says or research says clearly that more than 30% of Indians also suffering this. Can you take? Here I'm talking about gastroesophageal reflux. Confused? Simple term, it's acidity. We all know. Gastric or acid reflux. It's really continued with the medication. After some time, I realized there's no end to it. It just continue the medication unless I go for a lifestyle change. Actual problem starts happening. Because I have to negotiate with my Rasendriya new food style. You know your Rasendriya. Understood? I am talking about time. It's
too smart to bring always the different reasons to convince you that you have to continue the same style, which he likes. With impact, which I know now facing, and it's also pushed me to drop some of my engineering exams because of prolonged issue. I went an aggressive, and it has become sometimes win, sometimes lose, and win-lose situation. It's very aggressive. And I realized that I'm really competing. And started building an awareness on food and negotiating to move towards an accommodative style. But soon I realized getting more into compromise, not leading to long-term solution. With continued research of different options, finding more and more understanding of lifestyles and food, I could start building a confidence there to negotiate and motivate towards a confidence, collaborative. And with this, I could start limiting myself, make it occasional. I saw tidbits, chips, and all bakery foods, etc. And I could also stop cold drinks, ice creams, coffee, tea, and limit it to really minimum. Parallelly, started increasing water intake. When how much? Fruits, fresh vegetables. Slowly, but really a long-term affair to bring a win-win situation. Let me share another example. A situation where there's a big customer meeting, office, in the business owner. That day I was scheduled to join a bit late. One of the leading customer head and his team was sitting in the room. I entered the room and it was quite silence. And soon I realized, see, the customer started speaking. He said, I have an urgent need. Yes, sir. I need a new feature immediately in our old program because we're scheduled to discuss about a new program. And suddenly started most of eyes in the room towards me from my team. And I inquired and asked him why it is urgent and realized that it's a competitor already released a vehicle with this feature. So it's a business critical product. Non-negotiable, customer. In a lunch break, because it's a full day meeting, in a lunch break, when my team met me, I realized that team is already hinted in my absence in the morning to customer that it is practically or difficult to release in the time is asked. Our challenge begins again. You know, in any big corporate, we have big walls of departments. I need to negotiate. And I continue to listen to customer and accommodate it with an open mind, being objective. I told him it should be possible, but give me some time. I check and confirm. Then I looked and prepared my data to break the dolls with my other internal dependencies and teams to get this implemented. I have to opt competitive style because it's high priority, business critical, and it's immediate. Very urgent. With all data and due deliberations, I could motivate, get this plan rescheduled and reprioritized to quickly implement, and we could propose about 3 weeks. And with the big picture, the team, motivate them to do it, we could release in 1 week advance. Customer was flying high. He's surprised, but he's highly delighted. This led us to have an open mind and open discussion, communication with the customer. As a long term, we could also move towards a collaborative and a partnership mode. See, negotiation is inevitable part of life, whether it is a personal or a professional. I would like to conclude with a quote of former President of America, John F. Kennedy: never fear to negotiate, but don't negotiate out of fear. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasad, for the inspiration speech. So moving on, with that we come to the end of the prepared speech session. Let's jump into the most exciting session of the evening, that is the table topic session. Our table topic master for the day is an aspiring entrepreneur. She is a prominent fashion designer who loves adventures, beaches, and books. Please help me welcome the table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Parni Kumar.
Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Just like we exercise every day and strengthen our muscles, participating in impromptu speaking will help us to be more spontaneous and fluent in English. So let's have some fun and knowledge with all the Toastmasters. Here's the first topic. If your dreams and thoughts are becoming true just like that, will you be horrified or happier? Can I call Toastmaster Zuleka to answer this?
Happy evening. Can you please get back on the topic again?
Sure. If your dreams, thoughts are becoming true just like that, will you be horrified or happier?
Okay. If my dreams and thoughts are aligned and they come true, will I be horrified or will I be happy? Certainly, I will consider myself the luckiest one if my thoughts and dreams come true, because it comes with alignment with the higher source. And what you think if it gets true, I feel blessed myself, because very few people in the world will be so luckiest when their thoughts are aligned with the dreams and their dreams come true. And people actually think something and it happens something. Their belief system is like that. They believe that man thinks and man proposes and God disposes, at this kind of thoughts. But what I feel, my thoughts are absolutely aligned to my dreams, and most often it come true, and I feel very happy and blessed for it. And thank you for giving this topic. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Zuleka. Next topic. Family is not an important thing. It is everything. Can I call Toastmaster Mamata to answer?
So the topic for me is family is not
an important thing. It's everything.
for me right now from past 12 years, family is everything. Even though I'm an engineer, I worked in hospitals as a biomedical engineer. After marriage, it was a compulsion that I should stay at home and take care of my in-laws, my husband and my kids. So that's how my whole world surrounds between only my husband, my in-laws, my kids. That's where I think of. So now when I join to the Toastmaster, I can make many of the friends, I can meet new people, new thoughts. So I'm coming out with a new ways, like he said, creative. That's, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. Next topic. Instead of trying to be great, be the part of something that's greater than yourself. May I call Toastmaster Visesh to answer?
Guests. So trying to be great. So be part of something that's greater than your own self. So so it can be leading you, like it can be more of doing in service. So I'm a rotractor, so we do a lot of service, and we don't see we don't see anything bifurcating. So it's all equal to us. So we've done a lot of plantation drives, a lot of what do you say? Then these government schools, we help the children. So we go on classes and teach them their regular classes for about 2-3 hours. So I feel that's something great you're giving back to society, and which will be always greater than yourself, is always service. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Next topic. What's your dream morning routine? How far you're achieving in that? May I call Shiva for the answer?
Thank you, table topic master. Thank you for this topic. Very good evening once again to my fellow Toastmasters. What's your dream morning routine? I would say wake up early, first thing. Wake up early. That would be 70% of the job. Wake up early. About 6:30 would be fine. Wake up early, and then everything is negotiable. Maybe go for a walk, go for a run, go play table tennis at my club, which I do sometimes, or go to the gym, which I really want to do. And then whatever it is there, the hardest task of the day. They say the first thing you should do in the day is the hardest task. Leave the rest for the later part, the afternoons, night sessions. Don't have those sessions where you need to use your brain. So I will, do the hardest work, which is like studying in the morning. That would be the best thing to do. So my dream morning routine: wake up, of course, brush my teeth and do all of that, and then do some physical activity and study, or whatever the hardest task is. Do that. That will take a long time.
How far you're achieving? Are you achieving? Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva. Next topic. You are a modest and restrained person, and you wanted to change into a flamboyant person. What's all you change? May I call Sindhu Sri?
Thank you, Toastmaster family. To be very frank, I don't think anyone who knows me in this room would ever call me modest or extrovert. How to become flamboyant? I say, according to my perspective, how exactly to be flamboyant is just be yourself and be smiling, be energetic as much as possible, interact with everyone, and don't show off. It's okay. You don't have to be too much putting yourself out. And apart from that, how exactly to be a flamboyant person? One could say I don't know, to be very frank. I just be myself, and I suggest everyone to just be your best version. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you.
This is for a guest. If you are given a second chance, what studies would you pursue now? Anything? If you are given a second chance, what studies would you pursue?
I'm actually not pretty sure if I want to pursue what I'm pursuing right now. So I would like to be clear on what I want actually. So if I was given a second chance, I would first take the first opportunity my college gave me to try out Toastmasters. I didn't give much interest in Toastmasters as the basically every Sunday. For me, Sunday was fun day. So I didn't give much interest in it. So yeah, I would take the first opportunity that I got to Toastmasters.
Thank you. Thank you. Next question. There is no noble occupation in this world than to assist another human being to help someone succeed. May I ask the Toastmaster A.K. Prabhakara to answer and to reply on this?
Can you repeat slowly? I'm unable to catch the right words. There is some problem, acoustics problem, I suppose.
There is no noble occupation in this world than to assist another human being to help someone succeed.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. There's a saying, ancient saying, Indian ancient saying, Paropakarartham idam shariram. The entire life, ultimately, it depends how you can sum up your life, is that how much helpful you are to others. In fact, this is a very profound answer in a conversation between two great people. If you see the biggest of the leaders, they thought beyond themselves. Today, we are talking of the theme being creative confidence. Confidence, it is something that comes from within. It's a saying by Gandhi, you are a product of your thinking. And that thinking, is it used for your own self-improvement or improvement of others? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself. So you can really build yourself, and then as if it's some kind of a tumbler overflowing beyond, it's a brim, and that is about giving it to others. Let us put it that way as an analogy. If you take the greatest of the leaders like Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, there are a few things, Martin Luther King, these people gave something to the others by which they become free, and the country became free, achieved freedom. People achieved certain amount of freedom, like in case of Martin Luther King, apartheid, who fought against that situation in US. So these are the people who were beyond. If you look at the other way of the wealth creation, let's say Narayan Murthy of Infosys, he built an empire, a software empire, and then the shares were sold in such a way, many people along with him became rich. So it is about that. It is giving confidence to others so that not only you grow others to help grow, and they stand on their own legs, and you create better leaders, more leaders out of your own example. That's the way I look at it, the issue. And over to table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Next topic. If you are given a chance to become an animal, which animal you will be? and why? Can I ask Udanka to answer?
Good evening once again, and thank you for that lovely topic, table topic, Master. If I wish I could be an animal, which animal it would be? I'm not particular about an animal, but I'm particular about a bird, that is eagle. So why eagle is, as you all know, eagle fly high in the sky. So that's how I want to be in my personal life. To fly high in whatever I am. So eagle also, it's not only because it flies high, but I've gone through the eagle's life cycle. When it comes to the age, it won't be able to hit its beak so hard as before. It even cannot fly high. So what it does, it goes back to its nest, sit, rebuild itself for a longer period of time, or for what so period of time it is required, come back more stronger than what it was before, and it will fly more higher than what it was before. So that is how a life cycle of an eagle is. So in my life, I also want to be like that, because whenever I go down, I just want to come back stronger like that eagle, come back fly high like that eagle, what it is flying now. Back to the government.
Thank you, Mr. Udanka. Wonderful information. Next topic. Is it necessary to lose something for gaining something? Can I ask? Sorry. Is it necessary to lose something for gaining something?
Yes. Thank you, table topic master. Good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome guests. You can't have cake and eat it too. That is the reality of life. That's what the topic is all about. To gain something, you should prepare to lose something also. What is contentment? Contentment is the thing which I have, I'm enjoying it without any regret. That's what contentment is all about. If we have contentment, there is no need of feeling losing of something or gaining of something. For example, I have a Maruti 800, let us say. My neighbor has bought Mercedes. I don't worry about that because I am contented with Maruti 800. I definitely congratulate him, but I don't feel anything bad within myself for not having Mercedes at all. But I will have the goal. I may achieve one day, but no regret today. That's what feeling not to lose and to gain something what you have. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. It's a completely different opinion. Next topic. What do you do when you feel intimidated in a place? Can I call Toastmaster Gaurav to answer?
Very good evening to all Toastmasters and to all the guests present today. So what do I do when I get intimidated in a place? So that's my everyday situation. So any place which I go to which is not comfortable to me, I always feel intimidated. I always feel that I don't belong to this place. So as you know, I'm a little bit introvert. I don't like to get along with people so much. It's not like I hate people. I do love people. So I just like to look around people, observe people when I go to a new place. I see whether that person is someone who catches my vibe. So if someone who catches my vibe, I get along with them very well. For example, Toastmasters highest my for example. So when I joined Mekong, I was not talking to anybody. Once the meeting was done, I was the first one to leave the room because I didn't like to get along with people. But once I got to know about everybody over here, I came to know he's interested in bike rides, he's interested about other vehicles, all about cars and all other things. So that is when I got thought that one. I've also been on few rides as well. So I just observe people whenever I go. I just see that if that person is whom I'm comfortable talking to, that is when I open up myself. So there are two kinds of introverts. So I'm one kind of introvert. Thank you, and back to them.
So both of you will be planning to go to Leh Ladakh. And one last topic. Do you like spending time alone or with friends? May I ask guest Soumya to answer this?
Ma'am, could you please repeat the topic?
Yes, yes, sir. Do you like spending time alone or with friends? Why?
Okay. I like spending time alone as with friends. Definitely, when we are with friends, our moods change. Any bad will get you mood, and your good mood will take you to very good mood. So definitely, it is a added point to spend more time with friends. It'll give you more happiness. And when it comes to staying alone, at times you definitely need time for yourself, where you get to think, where you get to be yourself. So for me, both are equally important. So thank you.
Thank you, Soumya. Hope everybody enjoyed some fun and some knowledge. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pani. That was truly a very interesting session. Can we have another round of applause for Toastmaster Pani? With that, we come to the end of the table topic session. So now we will have a short networking break for 10 minutes. So I request all of you to be back in this room for 10 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. So I hope we all have had a, how was the snacks? Okay. So we come to the final session of the day, the evaluation session. Our general evaluator for the day is pursuing his final year BCom degree at Transcend College. He enjoys playing cricket, chess, badminton, and dancing. He has also represented the district level in chess. He is very passionate of dancing and has cleared all 5 levels of Western dance. Along with all these merits, he has also completed his NLP foundation training. Please help me welcome the general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Ujjwal.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Toastmaster Manish. A very happy evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and my esteemed guests. It's my pleasure to be the general evaluator for today. The meeting was very well structured, and I can say nothing went out of the place. The meeting started at 6:34 p.m., almost 4 minutes late, which is almost negligible, I would say. So moving forward, the business session was very crisp into the point. Coming on to the surgeon atoms, Toastmaster Shiva, the way you kickstarted the meeting was just awesome. You did your job flawlessly. You were well prepared and you are confident enough and comfortable behind the lectern. So kudos to you on that effort. And the best part about you is all the time you take up a surgeon atom role, you put up an humorous into your speech, which in turn your speech goes to the next level. So I really like to appreciate you for that great effort. You did a fantastic job, Toastmaster Shiva. Looking forward to have more and more amazing speeches from you. So let us give him a thunderous round of applause. Moving on to the acting secretary's report. D.T. Mudanka, your MM report was flawless. And I would like to appreciate Toastmaster Bhavani for updating the revised agenda well before in hand, before the meeting begins. So kudos to you on that. Really a great job done. So let us give both the secretary as well as the acting secretary a huge round of applause. Coming to the presidential address, our acting president, Toastmaster Sai Snail, you have done a wonderful job. I really like the way you spoke about the theme and introduced the master of ceremonies for the day. You are well prepared and extremely confident. The enthusiasm at which you start the meeting will absolutely give us all the energy and the enthusiasm. So I would say, really, you are a true leader. So let us give our acting president a thunderous round of applause. Moving on to our table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Pavani. You did phenomenally well. You really had very interesting topics. The topics which I have chosen were so creative and everyone were able to speak clearly. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole session and I hope the members too. One small suggestion is that if you could have briefed a little more about the table topics before you started your session, then the guests would have able to understand better. So, like for example, the table topics will help us to improve 4 essential communication skills, namely speaking, listening, visual, and creativity. So something like this, if you can add up, so it would have been better. And also, I felt your voice was not clear enough for the members. So if you could have been little more clear while delivering your topics, the members were able to give the response more easily and comfortably. But that doesn't take away from that amazing job you did. So let us give her a thunderous round of applause. I'll get back to Master of Ceremonies at the last. So now let us quickly dive into the individual evaluation. Each speech evaluator will speak for about 2 to 3 minutes. We had 2 speakers giving their speech today. Our first speaker was Toastmaster Sharanya with a speech titled "Everything Feels Impossible Until Done," evaluated by D.T. Mudanka. So D.T. Mudanka, can I have your evaluation, please?
Good evening once again, and Toastmaster Sharanya in particular. Firstly, I would like to congratulate you on breaking the ice and giving up your first speech with a kickstart. Congratulations. Can we have applause for that? Before I actually dive into my evaluation, I just want to confirm that today you do not confuse between your grandfathers and fathers, right? Okay. So let's quickly dive into your evaluation. So I'll be evaluating your evaluation into parts where you excel at and points where you can apply for the next speech or improve better. So coming to the points you are excelled at, when the Master of Ceremonies were introducing this title, there itself it stuck us. What is she exactly trying to convey? What it is? So that moment before you come out in the lecture, you had to in such a way, the topic was such a way that it caught the audience interest. Good job on that. Second, as Icebreaker calls for you to come talk about family, interest, and profession, and we covered all the 3 aspects. So very well done on that. It did not only like you wanted to cover, you covered entirely, same from your experience, from whatever it may be, like Taj Mahal, Hajmola, till whatever extent it may be, from including your parents, grandparents, you got each and every character in this story. In your Icebreaker, that was very good job. Second, as I told you, you introduce picture characters, Taj Mahal, Taj Mahal and Hajmola. So these things generated a little laughter in all the audience. That is a very good job done, because I have seen many members being there, but future developers provided that at the early stage in the Icebreaker, generating laughter is a very good task achieved. Congratulations on that. That's a big test. So now coming to the points where you can slightly improve and put your 100% in next features is the eye contact. So what I could see sitting in the right in the middle of the table, I could see you are focusing us, but you left the side views. So what you could do here is start with a U or a W shape. One, come back, go, come back. So this is how you can improve. You can cover all the audience and come back to the audience also, because it's a hybrid setup. And second way you can improve is few points you are so your face was so big, but we felt like you were a little nervous at that point of time. So if you take a deep breath before you come, take your time, deliver in a full fluent way. That would be really great. But it does not take away from a very good kickstart Icebreaker you gave today. So congratulating on wasting yours and wishing you all the very best for your next speeches. Handing over the charge back to G.
Thank you, D.T. Mudanka. It was a detailed evaluation and you had great observations as well. Firstly, did you receive the PDF of the tutorial on this particular project?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. I would say you did a tremendous job, D.T. Mudanka. Your evaluation showed that you went on through the tutorial PDF. I would say it was positive, upbeat, and suggestions were helpful. I have nothing to add upon your evaluation. And coming to the speaker, Toastmaster Sharanya, it was an excellent icebreaker speech. As the evaluator mentioned,
Your speech included FIP, that is family, interest, and profession, which is the basic requirement in the icebreaker speech. So kudos to you on that effort. It was a great speech. And you also went forward and added some humorous in your speech, which made your speech even more interesting. So let us give the speaker as well as the evaluator a huge round of applause. Moving on, our second speaker was Toastmaster Varaprasad with his speech titled Negotiate, Inevitable Part of Life, evaluated by Toastmaster Vijayapendra. So Toastmaster Vijayapendra, can I have your evaluation, please?
Thank you, G. Good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome, guests. Special reference to Speaker Varaprasad. Congratulations, Varaprasad, for having completed Level 3 Project 1 pathway Dynamic Leadership. I will be evaluating mainly two parts: what went well and where you can improve upon. You started with a question which grabbed the attention of audience. That is what the opening. The opening was fantastic. Coming to the body, you explained about your own health issues. You narrated your health issues. That was a goal which you fixed. By reducing the food intake, so you started observing what's really happening inside with reference to physiological developments. By using your positive attitude, you could achieve a win-win situation. That is your first narrative, which went very well, so that audience could understand very well. Coming to the second example of corporate client, you achieved the desired goals using competitive style with a collaborative approach, with observing all the nitty-gritties that is required, with the competition there in the field. That also you took into consideration and gave a wonderful solution to the client. Thereby, client was very happy. Finally, coming to the conclusion, you ended with a quote: "Never fear to negotiate. Don't negotiate with fear." That means opening, body, and conclusion were very well in place. That tells us that you are a good speaker. Coming to the area of improvement, your vocal variety, if I were to say so, you maintain the same tone throughout. There is no much modulation. To give an example, when you narrated your health issues, you would have brought some modulation, expressed how you felt bad within yourself or a pain or something like that. That would have taken your speech to the next level altogether. And using the body language, the effective body language, your speech would have gone to a different level altogether. But it doesn't take away the effort that you have put positively. Overall, great effort. Expecting many more speeches from you in future. Thank you, and back to you, G. of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijayapendra, for that brief evaluation. Firstly, did you receive the PDF of the tutorial? All right. Thank you once again. You are able to evaluate all the relevant points as the project calls for, and also suggested a way forward where the speaker can improve. I would say it was positive, upbeat, and suggestions were helpful. Really a wonderful evaluation. Coming to the speaker, Toastmaster Varaprasad, it was a remarkable speech, I would say. The speech topic you had chosen was very apt, and all the audience enjoyed your speech. So let us give the speaker as well as the evaluator a special round of applause. Now, before I call upon the TABG team, I would like to appreciate both the evaluators for reading out the project purpose as well as the evaluation criteria, which will help the audience to understand better. So once again, let us give both the evaluators a special round of applause. Now it is the time to call my team to give the reports. I request as and when I call upon the role takers, they need to give their evaluations. Firstly, let us call the R counter for today, Toastmaster Mamata.
Good evening, everyone. My counter evaluation will be divided in 3 parts. That's the introductory part, the speeches part, and the table topic speeches. So I'll go for acting president Sai Snehal. Yes, 2 R's and 2 ums, and there was no ands, and so then MC Monish has 1 R and few ands. Then Shiva, timer Shiva has 2 R's. Then R counter, I don't know. I didn't count myself how many R's I used. Then PP evaluator as Udanka, he was flawless. Then speeches, the TM Sharanya has few ands. Evaluator speech, Udanka has 1 R and few so's. Then speaker 2, Varaprasad, he has few pauses. And evaluator speech, Vijay Upendra is flawless. Then table topic, Pavani, she didn't use any R's and ums while introduced to the table topic speeches. Then speaker 1, Suleka, she had 4 R's and 2 ums. Then 1 pause was there. Myself, again, I didn't count how many R's I used. Then speaker 3, Vishesh, he used 2 R's, 1 and few so's. Speaker 4, Shiva, he used 2 R's. Then speaker 5, guest Sindhu, she used 3 R's. Speaker 6, guest Purab, he used 1 R. Then speaker 7, Prabhakaran, he used 1 R. Speaker 8, Udanka, he used few so's. Speaker 9, Vijay Upendra, he was flawless. And speaker 10, Gaurav, he used few so's. Then general speaker 11, Miss Soumya, she used 4 R's. Then general evaluator Ujjwal, he used few so's. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mamata, for that detailed report. Let us give her a huge round of applause. Next up, let me call the grammarian for today, Toastmaster Vishesh.
Good evening, everybody, Toastmasters and guests. So today, there's just not so good usage was one of it. So good usages was not that those many today. So not so good usage can be Mr. Varaprasad, it can be sometimes win, sometimes lose. Could be winning and losing over it sometimes. And the word today audacious was not used by anybody at all today. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishesh, for that brief report. So let us give him a round of applause. Now can I have the timer, Toastmaster Shiva, for his evaluation?
Thank you, General Evaluator. The meeting today commenced at 6:34, a bit later than usual. The welcome by Sergeant at Arms was for 3 minutes and 25 seconds. The presidential address was for 4 minutes. The introduction of Toastmaster of the evening went on for 32 seconds. Report on previous meeting, reading of MOM went on for 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Then came the Master of Ceremonies. He spoke for about 9 minutes. Coming to the prepared speech session, the first speaker, Toastmaster Saranya, the speech was 4 to 6 minutes, and you took 6 minutes and 9 seconds. So a bit more than time, but within the 30-second grace period there. The second speaker, Toastmaster Varaprasad, took 8 minutes and 5 seconds. So 1 minute in excess of the time which you are supposed to take. The first evaluator, DTM Udanka, took 2 minutes and 42 seconds, well within time. Second evaluator, Toastmaster Vijay Upendra, took 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Coming to the table topic session, we had 11 speakers today. So, first speaker, Toastmaster Zulekha, took 1 minute and 10 seconds. Second speaker, Toastmaster Mamata, took 54 seconds, so a bit short of the time. Toastmaster Vishesh, 54 seconds as well, bit short. Toastmaster Shiva, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Sindhusri, 43 seconds. Guest Purab, 30 seconds. DTM AK Prabhakara spoke for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. DTM Udanka spoke for 1 minute and 13 seconds. Toastmaster Vijay Upendra, 1 minute 10 seconds. Toastmaster Gaurav, 1 minute 25 seconds. And guest Soumya spoke for 36 seconds. Coming to the general evaluation session has gone on for about 15 minutes so far, and that's it. And back to you, general evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva, for that neatly crafted report. The introduction which you gave for the timer role in the beginning was magnificent, I would say. So let us give him a special round of applause. Moving on for the parliamentary procedure evaluator, DT Mudanka, can I have your report?
Good evening once again. As a parliamentary procedure, I witnessed the meeting, but there were few crosstalks in between the meeting that can be awarded. An online audience, till the break, there were a couple of members showing on the video, but now it has been turned off. It can be resolved for the next meeting. Apart from that, there was no talk about sex, religious, or politics. There was no disturbance through electronic devices. The meeting went on smoothly. Back to you.
Thank you, DT Mudanka, for the great observations. And also, today, DT Mudanka has taken up a dual role. So, kudos to you on that great effort. Let us give him a special round of applause. Now, I request all the members to vote. I'll give 30 seconds. Please vote for the best performer of the day. It has been put out on the WhatsApp group. After that, let's move on to the next set of evaluation. All right, let's move on. Now coming to my general observations. Just a second. Yeah. So coming to my general observations, firstly, I would like to congratulate DTM Nagaraja Rao, Toastmaster Balaji AS, and DTM Subramaniam for achieving the long-standing member award for 20 years, 10 years, and 10 years respectively. Let us give them a special round of applause. Moving on, even though there was last-minute withdrawals from the role in the previous meetings, our President, Toastmaster Ankita, and the Vice President Education, Toastmaster Spurti, worked hard in getting all the role takers for a flawless meeting. They did their job flawlessly and relentlessly well in putting up a great show. So let us give our President, VPE, and the VPPR of our club a special round of applause for doing their job exceptionally well. I also want to appreciate all the office bearers as well as the members in achieving the following awards, namely Hall of Fame Silver, Spirit 121, Champion Club Membership Retention, Super 7 Award, and the list is never ending. So I would like to congratulate all the office bearers for their effort. So let us give them a special round of applause for keeping up the Mekong flag flying high. Lastly, coming to the protagonist of today's meeting, that is the master of ceremonies for the day, Toastmaster Munish. You did a sensational job. You did your job flawlessly. You were extremely well prepared and were confident behind the lectern. You also connected the theme to the history of Toastmasters. So kudos to you on that effort. The introduction of role takers and speakers was up to the mark. For the benefit of the guests, you also briefed about each sessions of the Toastmasters meeting. So I would like to appreciate you for this effort. So let us give him a thunderous round of applause. So that's it from my end. I hope you all had a happy learning in the meeting today. Over to the Master of Ceremonies for the day, Toastmaster Munish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjwal. That was truly a dynamic and insightful session. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Ujjwal? Albert Einstein once said, the true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination, which means that collecting data, learning facts is not enough. But the motive of life is to learn and go beyond imagination. So, fellow Toastmasters, I would encourage all of you to try something different. I would encourage all of you to try something creative. So, or maybe all you needed was just a little nudge. Thank you, and back to the President.
Thank you, the Master of Ceremonies for the day, Toastmaster Monish. I want you all to promise to yourselves that you will do one thing creative by the end of this week. I'll try to put in a Google form in the group, and maybe you can put your responses there anonymously. It is not for me or anything, but it is for you to try something creative and something which you haven't done so far. That will prove that you are actually creative and confident about it. With that being said, let's move on to the winners for today's meeting. And I'll start off with the best role taker for Tab G. The Tab G role taker goes to the Associate Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Shiva for doing the timer role amazing. Next up, the best role taker for MTG goes to the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ujjwal. Next, the best evaluator for today has done something I've seen for the first time. He gave his evaluation without referring to the notes throughout the entire evaluation and goes to DTM Uzanka. Congratulations. The best table topic speaker well, it looked a little confusing, but yes, it goes to the very own DTM AK Prabhakara. And the best speaker for today goes to the debutant speaker, Toastmaster Sharanya, for a icebreaker. Congratulations to all the speakers, evaluators, and the table topic speakers. Did you all enjoy today's meeting?
Yes.
I want the same enthusiasm when you're typing the feedback in the Basecamp. Yes. Basecamp is a tool. The Basecamp provides you a tool, an option to give feedback, which helps the member to have a record of all the feedback that they've received so far. A piece of paper that you write to them may or may not last with them forever, but having it in a digital format makes them have it for a life. Whenever I go through my Basecamp feedback, it gives me immense joy to see where I started and where I am today. And it will definitely make a difference to the one you're typing it for. The recording of this meeting will be provided shortly by myself by either tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And with that, we come to the end of today's meeting, and I close meeting 1165. I request everyone to kindly stand up for the national anthem. Punjab, Sindhu, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravido, Kalavanga, Himachal, Jana Jana Mangala Dayaka Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He. Thank you. See you all in the next meeting.